So on this TPIV, there's some great patterns on the setting up here. I didn't trade it today. I missed it. I didn't see it. I was looking at some other stuff. Look at this huge spike it's got here. You can see it had this spike pulled back. That was your entry up. That's actually your first green candle, first pullback. Made a new high here. $5 was the entry. Trades up to 1032 now. It's a very thin float, 7.7 million. Normally only trades 180,000 a day. Today 6.9 million. This thing looks like it's going much higher, but it's got some great chart patterns in it for us here. So here's the first move up, and now this is not a first pullback entry up. This is too much of on the first pullback entry up, which I just did a video on. It's usually just 3 or 4 candles, and then it pops back up. This is more what I'd call, this is the ABCD pattern setting up. So here's your A, and the stock runs up. A pulls back, first bottom is your B. Now look, it's forming this big wedge area, and for the ABCD pattern, you have this pop like this up, and then when it comes back down, this is C, this is where you're accumulating the stock. And then you can see it has this big wedge it's forming, and the volume coming into the apex dries right up, and then all of a sudden it starts to pick up, and when it pops out of this wedge like this with the volume, that's the breakout. You want to be accumulating it in here with a view that if it breaks below this level that you would stop out, but it goes the other way. So in the sense it's a 50-50 trade, but you have a tight risk on it, and away it goes, and boom, pops off. So this is your A, B, C is the accumulation. Now when it gets to this level here, if you were accumulating here, this is where you you would sell probably a bit of your position here at the 8, so you're acquiring it at 750, $1 higher, 850. You're selling a bit, but for sure at high of day you're selling some 890, and then you just let the rest run. And sure enough, when it pops through the 890, through the $9, the whole dollar, look for a 15 to 25 cent move, and sure enough, it added on. Sorry, I got this at the wrong spot. This is just a flag pattern in here that it forms. When it breaks above the flag, off it goes. When it broke through 10, that was the level I was looking at. You could look for this to add, when it breaks through a whole dollar, look for it to add 15 to 25 cents, and sure enough, this actually added 50 cents. So, but it's a thin stock, so it's not surprising. It's probably a huge short position on it. Everybody's shorting it. But this is a great chart pattern showing A, B, the C accumulation, D, and away it goes. And you would be up from 750 to, it's a $3 move on that chart pattern. So a great chart pattern.